Today we are going to be talking about softball. There are three types of softball: slow pitch softball, fast pitch softball, and modified softball. We are going to be focusing on the most common, which is fast pitch softball. Softball is a game played on a diamond by two teams, each with a minimum of 9 players. One team plays offense while the other team plays defense. The game lasts a total of 7 innings, with both teams having the opportunity to play offense and defense in each inning. The team who has the most runs at the end of the 7 innings is the winner. The team who goes on offense first is commonly known as the visiting or away team. The team who goes on defense first is commonly known as the home team. Softball is played on a field composed of a dirt or brick dust infield in a quadrilateral shape with a grass outfield. 3 strikes and the batter is out. 3 outs and the game changes play. The objective of the game is to score more runs than the other team batting. Each succession around the bases is 1 run or 1 point. The game is officiated by 1 or more umpires. Each of the 7 innings is divided into a top half, in which the away team bats and tries to score runs, while the home team occupies the field and tries to record 3 outs. In the bottom half, the roles are reversed. The batting order must be fixed at the start of the game, and the offense will send a batter to home plate. The defense's pitcher stands atop the rubber and throws a pitch. The batter will then attempt to hit the pitched ball with a bat made of wood, metal, or composite. If the pitcher throws 3 strikes against the batter, then the batter is out, and the next batter in order comes up to hit. Strikes and outs may also be accumulated if the batter does not swing or misses at a pitch that crosses home plate or is in the strike zone. If the pitcher who is on the defensive team throws outside the strike zone, it will be considered a ball. 4 balls and the player and each player on a base can advance to the next base ahead. This is referred to as a player walking. If a batter hits a ball out of play, it will be considered a foul ball. The batter will try to swing the bat into the field of play, and after a successful hit, the base runner must run to the first base. The defense attempts to field the ball and may throw the ball freely between players, so one player can field the ball while another moves to a position to put out the runner. The defense can tag the runner by touching the runner with the ball while the runner is not on a base. The defense can also touch first base while in possession of the ball. In this case, it is sufficient to beat the batter to the first base, and an actual tag of the batter is unnecessary. It is important to note that only one runner may occupy a base at any given time, and runners may not pass each other. When a ball is batted into play, runners generally must first advance if there are no open bases behind them. In such a situation, the defense can throw to the base that the lead runner is attempting to take. This is a force out, and the defense can then also throw to the previous base. This can result in a multiple out play. A double play is 2 outs, while a triple play, which is rare, is 3 outs. Runners with an open base behind them are not forced to advance and do so at their own risk. The defense must tag such runners directly to put them out rather than tagging the base. A ball hit in the air and caught before hitting the ground in fair or foul territory puts the batter out. A fly ball is a ball hit high and deep, while a pop fly is a ball hit high but short. After the catch, runners must return to their original bases. If the defense throws the ball to the base before the runner returns, the runner is out as well, resulting in a double play. A runner who remains on the base until the ball is touched or returns to the base after the catch may try to advance to the next base, at the risk of being tagged out between bases. As in baseball, the infield fly rule applies in some game situations to prevent the defense from recording multiple force outs by deliberately dropping an easy catch. The equipment used in softball are a bat, a glove, a softball, protective equipment for the pitcher, catcher, shortstop, and even third base, and a uniform. There are 9 key positions in softball: the pitcher, the catcher, first baseman, second baseman, third baseman, shortstop, left field, center field, and right field. The pitcher is the individual who throws the ball from the middle of the diamond to the hitter at bat. The pitcher makes a windmill motion and will try to throw the ball into the strike zone. The catcher is normally behind home plate in a squatted position. At the plate, the catcher is responsible for catching pitches and calling pitches, normally done so through hand signals. First baseman has a major role in receiving throws from other defensive players in order to get a force play at first base. The second baseman plays in between the first base and the second base. If the ball is hit to the left side of the field, the second baseman will cover closer to the second base. The third baseman is responsible for fielding the balls hit their way, including bunts and anything they may go into the outfield. The shortstop fields all balls hit to the infield between the second and third bases. This individual also helps cover second and third bases. They are frequently involved in force plays and double plays. Shortstop will often have to throw the ball to the catcher in order to get the runner at home plate out. The outfielders play on the grassy part of the field and will field the balls that go beyond the infield. Although many people assume that softball was derived from baseball, the sport's first game actually came about because of a football game. The history of softball dates back to Thanksgiving Day of 1887, when several alumni sat in the Chicago, Illinois Farragut Boat Club, awaiting the outcome of the Yale versus Harvard football game. When Yale was announced as winner, a Yale alumnus playfully threw a boxing glove at a Harvard supporter. The Harvard fan swung at the glove with a stick, and the rest of the group looked on with interest. George Hancock, a reporter for the Chicago Board of Trade, jokingly called out, "Play ball," and the first softball game commenced with the football fans using the boxing glove as a ball and a broom handle in place of a bat. Due to the initial excitement surrounding the game, the Farragut Boat Club decided to officially devise their own set of rules, and the game quickly leaked to the outsiders in Chicago and eventually throughout the rest of the world. As the history of softball shaped itself over the next decade, the game underwent the guise of indoor baseball, kitten baseball, diamond ball, mush ball, and pumpkin ball. In 1926, Walter Hackinson coined the term softball, and by 1930, the term struck as the sport's official name. While the sport was originally advertised as an indoor game, it gained popularity and recognition quickly and became its own official sport. In 1991, women's fast-pitch softball was added to the roster of the 1996 Summer Olympics. This was a landmark for many people to recognize the ultimate success of the sport. Although softball was dropped from the 2012 Summer Olympics lineup, the game is still one of the most popular participant sports in the United States, and 113 countries have since officially joined the International Softball Federation. Both baseball and softball will return to the Olympics for the Tokyo 2020 Games, but there is no guarantee the sports will remain beyond that year. Wheelchair softball is played on hard surfaces like cement or blacktop. This makes it a lot easier to go from base to base. The field is also smaller. A traditional softball diamond has 18 meters between bases, but a wheelchair softball diamond has 15 meters between bases. It is mandatory that all participants must be in manual wheelchairs with foot platforms. Wheelchair softball follows the official rules of 16-inch slow-pitch softball approved by the Amateur Softball Association of America. Teams are balanced by a classification system which is the same used in wheelchair basketball. A team must not have players participating with a total of more than 22 points.